Hey gang, welcome back. Wanted to go back over the instructions for this holiday card and touch on some things that are important because I went and looked at some of my students and they were doing this a little off. Guys, look, the point of this whole holiday card is, and I'm going to give you a day extension on this advertising and design students, is that I want you to be literally creating vectors, not going on Photoshop or just making something simple, like taking three things like this and then I don't know. I mean, I've seen a lot of people do stuff like this, and I mean that's cool, and you can make a snowman, but like really play in the sandbox a little bit further. Like if I'm gonna do this, maybe I take this one here and I use my fill and I bring that to like a white, right? And then so maybe it's the stacking order that I'm focusing on. Maybe I place that there. Maybe instead of just using a star, I take that there and really just play in the sandbox and create some complex shapes. I'm going to show you a visual example real quick of something called the 4-icon challenge. Look at these visual examples here that we have of movies, and let's look at this one up here, The Life Aquatic. This is a movie, and somebody's created these visual graphics, and they were all created in Illustrator. Okay, Romeo and Juliet, clever and created in Illustrator. Um, the Great Gatsby, clever and created in Illustrator. Um, so you got all kinds of different things you can create. And I'd love to see you kind of get a little bit further in the sandbox. Here's a pattern right here that I've created. I'm going to delete some of the things right here, talk to you about the finer points of this tutorial. So you're placing your shapes anywhere you want. Like these are the shapes I had for leaf blowing or fall. Okay, so then I'm rubber banding over these, right? And if I'm following the tutorial correctly, I go Object, Pattern, Make. And this is the bread and butter. Check it out. This is where I get to choose how I want to make my pattern. Say, okay, and then I'm going to go here. Maybe I do brick by brick column, okay? So after I've created my pattern and hit escape, now that pattern should be available for me to use in one of my panels over here. Let's see, these are cards I use. So I'm going to click and drag a panel out. All right, so let me go here. I'm going to create a new layer. There it is, and boom, there's my pattern. Now, what if my pattern is really big? I control click, and I go transform, scale, and I uncheck that box right there, that transform and scale objects. And now if I put my cursor here, I can make my pattern big or smaller, or however I like, okay? Command A, and then I hit Command Shift, right alligator mouth, and I tapped it to make it a little bit bigger. Okay, so there it is. If I hit Command Shift O, I've created an outline of it. And then I said, okay, well, I have these letters here. I'm going to go ahead and before I even get started on anything else, I think what I'm going to do is do Object Path, and then I did an offset path. See what that did? Is it put an extra one there. I said, okay, I like that one. And then I said, all right, you know what I'm going to do with that? I'm going to Pathfinder it all. Unite it. Pathfinder Unite. So we go to Window. Make sure our Pathfinder tool is available. Unite. There we are. So if I can make that white. And I can send that to the background. Now I can go over here and get my white arrow tool. And by the way, I set that back to the background is at Command left square bracket. Anyway, I can get this right here, and I can start changing the colors with the eyedropper tool. Maybe I like that orange right. Maybe I want an orange, so I go over here. Okay. Maybe I grab this. By the way, I'm defaulting and holding down Command to select things, and select the red. And you can kind of see how I worked on that. Okay, that's just a little bit of how a graphic designer works. All right. Okay.